how's it going? Boys, we got a new leak for DOC. This leak is very new and totally wasn't released at the beginning of last month. But anyways, in this leak, there is a lot to unpack. So let's take it by sections. And the timestamps for the individual sections will be in the video's description. But real quick, I want to give a quick thank you to every single one of my members. Without these chads, I wouldn't be able to do what I do today. So thank you. I could just kiss you all. Let's start with pets and mounts and talk about how they'll probably be used. In this sneak peek, there are 5 pets and mounts shown. The phoenix, the snail, the reindeer, the hawk, and the turtle. All of these creatures will be obtainable as pets and mounts in the game. But before you can use some of them as mounts, you have to level them up. Whether you level them up by fishing, mob grinding, or harvesting, they take a certain amount of experience from your general XP gain. They also seem to have rarities, which is actually going to be pretty fun. The phoenix and the hawk are 2 flying mounts that players can use to soar over the world. The reindeer can be used to travel over the world on the ground, and the turtle can be used to sail the seas. The snail doesn't look like a mount, but it is an example of a pet. From what I can tell, pets will work similarly to mounts, but instead of being rideable, they'll give buffs. In this example that the person in the video gave, this specific snail gives the player an armor buff when the pet's ability is active. Also, that backflip animation when Cantor gets on his hawk mount was nutty as heck. GG boys. There are a few more pets and mounts that were sneaked in there, but they're only in icon form, so I'm not going to cover them. Moving on to the new locations, we have 3 areas that are new. But let's talk about the castle town, since that was updated and changed in the sneak. If you remember in one of the previous videos, there was a castle that was shown. We didn't get to see too much inside of it, but it still looked pretty cool. In this sneak, we get to see the revamped version of it, and we also get to see a bit of it from above. It's quite cool, really. We also got a better look at the Fishman's Bazaar. The booths and everything look quite crispy and nice. Okay, so a majority of the new locations are still nameless, so I'm gonna have to give them temporary names until the official in-game names are revealed. But there is one location, however, that we do have an in-game name for. Starting off, we have the Great Tree Town. This tree is the area that we see the most of in this sneak. The town is a town that looks like it is bordering the castle town. In this town, there are massive roots that are sticking out of the ground. Get it? Sticking out of the... Anyways. In the center of the town, there is a huge tree that is in the center of it, with the houses and paths surrounding it. Just beyond the houses, however, is this massive ravine that entraps the entirety of the houses and the tree, giving off the thought that the town might be sitting on a floating isle in the center of a crater. Next is the Farmer's Town. This town is a town that will be visitable in DOC. This town is full of wheat and grain fields, windmills, and numerous houses. This town will most likely be bordering the names location that we'll be talking about soon, but other than that, there really isn't much else to talk about with the Farmer's Village. Next, I want to briefly bring up the Fisherman's Bazaar. While the Funny Dog Town was covered in the last video, there is one part of it that is newly revealed. The lighthouse. This structure is constructed of white marble and is used for lighthouse stuffs, in case that wasn't already obvious. This structure will be located just outside of the Fisherman's Bazaar. And the final location is the forest that we've seen many times. I'm covering this now since we got an official name for it. Whether this is the general name for the forest or just a specific area, somewhere on the map will be a location known as the Elder Woods. We finally got a name for a location. I don't have to be as creative. Let's go. Also, if you're enjoying the video, then make sure to like it and subscribe for more. Thanks. Okay, locations aside, check out this absolutely sick character UI. I've kind of covered it in a previous video, so we're gonna skip over the stuff like the stat points. Let's talk about the armor slot. In Devas of Creation, players will need 5 different pieces of armor to have a full set. They are helmets, chest pieces, leggings, gauntlets, and boots. At this moment, it's unknown if you get a set buff for having the full set equipped, but it does appear that some sets come in different rarities. Weapons will be similar, but we'll talk about the stat system in another video coming soon. By the way, if you haven't watched this video where I talk about a story sneak peek, then make sure to click it here and go check it out. I think you'll like it, but either ways, thanks for watching, boys.